the balm of praise, deep healing for those who refuse to give up believing. Good morning, my precious brother and my precious sister in Christ. I welcome you to this sacred moment where heaven's healing balm is released through the power of praise and unwavering belief. I'm so grateful that you've joined me today in this divine appointment that God Himself has orchestrated for your restoration and breakthrough. What we're about to experience together isn't just another prayer. It's a supernatural encounter with the living God, whose presence is the ultimate healing ointment for every wound, every disease, every brokenness. As we begin this journey together, I invite you to set aside all distractions, quiet your heart, and prepare to receive the potent, penetrating balm of praise that heals from the inside out. Beloved son and beloved daughter of the Most High, perhaps you've been battling symptoms that refuse to yield to treatment. Perhaps you've endured chronic pain that has become an unwelcome companion in your daily life. Perhaps you've received diagnoses that medical science considers incurable or terminal, yet something within you refuses to surrender to hopelessness, a flickering flame of faith that won't be extinguished by contrary evidence or discouraging reports. That persistent belief is precious to God, and today as we apply the healing balm of praise to every area of need, that small flame will be fanned into a blazing fire of faith that accelerates your healing and manifests divine wholeness in your body, soul, and spirit. My dear brother and my dear sister in faith, I want you to understand the powerful medicinal properties of praise. Just as ancient apothecaries carefully formulated healing balms by combining specific ingredients in precise proportions, genuine praise contains essential elements that create a spiritual medicine of unparalleled potency. It blends gratitude that acknowledges what God has already done, faith that believes what He is currently doing, and hope that anticipates what He will yet do. It mixes reverence for His transcendent majesty with intimacy that embraces His immanent presence. It combines joyful celebration of His goodness with sober recognition of His holiness. This divine balm, applied through persistent worship, penetrates deeper than any human medicine ever could, bringing healing to places no surgeon's scalpel can reach. Holy, holy, holy Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come. We stand in awe of your perfect holiness that sets you apart from all creation. You are light, and in you is no darkness at all. You are purity untainted by even the shadow of evil. You are righteousness uncompromised by the slightest moral blemish. And yet, this holy God stoops to touch unholy humanity with healing hands. This perfect being chooses to apply divine balm to imperfect bodies. This righteous King works restoration in unrighteous vessels. We worship you for this beautiful paradox, that the high and lofty one who inhabits eternity makes His dwelling place in hearts that honor Him with sincere adoration, bringing the medicine of His presence to every diseased and damaged part. Great Physician, we honor you for your unparalleled expertise in healing. Where medical science reaches its limits, your knowledge has no boundaries. Where doctors can only manage symptoms, you address root causes. Where human treatments provide temporary relief, your balm brings permanent restoration. We praise you for being the God who goes beyond symptom relief to complete transformation, beyond coping mechanisms to total healing, beyond managing illness to establishing divine health. No case is too complex for your wisdom. No condition is too chronic for your power. No disease is too rare for your understanding. As we apply the balm of praise to our circumstances, we connect with your healing nature that remains unchanged from generation to generation. Precious daughter and precious son of Zion, as we continue to release the fragrance of worship, I want you to visualize the balm of God's presence flowing like warm oil through every part of your body. See it penetrating joint spaces where inflammation has caused pain and restriction. Imagine it flowing through blood vessels, dissolving blockages and restoring healthy circulation. Envision it seeping into diseased tissues, neutralizing abnormal cells and regenerating healthy ones. Picture it coating irritated nerve endings, calming hyperactive pain signals and restoring proper function. This is not mere creative visualization. It's faith-filled participation in the healing work that God is already doing as the balm of praise creates pathways for His restorative power to flow. Faithful Father, we worship you for your unwavering commitment to your covenant promises. Unlike human doctors who can only offer possibilities and probabilities, You have given absolute guarantees concerning our healing, secured by covenant blood and backed by your unchanging character. You have declared yourself to be Jehovah Rapha, the Lord who heals. You have proclaimed that by the wounds of Jesus, we are healed. You have promised that the prayer of faith will make the sick person well. These are not tentative suggestions, but authoritative declarations from the one who cannot lie. As we apply the balm of praise, we stand firmly on these promises, refusing to be moved by contrary symptoms or discouraging reports. Almighty Creator, we marvel at your wisdom displayed in the human body, how intricately you've designed each system, each organ, each cell, to work in perfect harmony. The complexity of our physical frame testifies to your genius, and the regenerative capacity you've built into our bodies speaks of your foresight and compassion. You made no mistakes in our formation. You knit us together in our mother's womb with divine precision, and what you have created, you are well able to repair. We worship you as the master designer, who knows exactly how to formulate the perfect healing balm for each unique condition, restoring optimal function to every part of our being according to your original blueprint. Dear brother and dear sister in the Lord, as our praise intensifies, so does the penetration of God's healing balm into every area of need. I want you to understand that your persistent belief in God's healing power, despite delays and setbacks, deeply moves his heart. Like the persistent widow who wouldn't take no for an answer, like the Syrophoenician woman who wouldn't be deterred by apparent rejection, your refusal to surrender to hopelessness positions you for breakthrough. There is something powerful about praise that persists beyond the point where most would give up. It demonstrates a quality of faith that God honors with supernatural intervention. As you continue to apply the balm of worship to your situation, you're creating the perfect conditions for divine healing to manifest. Lion of Judah, we celebrate your victory over death, hell, and the grave. When you rose triumphantly from the tomb, you forever broke the power of disease and decay. Sickness has no legal right to remain in bodies that belong to you. Pain has no authority to persist in lives dedicated to your glory. As we roar our praise like the Lion of Judah, we declare freedom from every affliction, liberation from every infirmity, deliverance from every disorder. Your resurrection power now surges through our physical bodies like healing balm, bringing vitality where there was weakness, bringing clarity where there was confusion, bringing soundness where there was disease. Compassionate Redeemer, we worship you for your tender mercies that are new every morning. Your compassion never fails, even when our bodies do. Your love never wavers, even when our faith fluctuates. Your commitment to our well-being never diminishes, even when progress seems slow. You are moved with compassion, just as Jesus was when he walked the dusty roads of Galilee, touching lepers, opening blind eyes, straightening bent backs, and raising the dead. That same compassionate heart beats for us today, and as we lift our praise, we connect with the healing balm of your unfailing love that flows freely toward every point of need in our lives. Beloved child and beloved child of grace, as we continue in this atmosphere of adoration, I want you to pay attention to what's happening in your body. Perhaps you're feeling warmth in areas that were cold with disease. Perhaps you're experiencing tingling sensations as divine energy flows through nerve pathways. Perhaps pain is subsiding, mobility is increasing, or clarity is returning to foggy thinking. These are not coincidences. They are manifestations of God's healing balm, activated by your persistent worship and unwavering belief. Don't dismiss them as insignificant. Acknowledge them as first fruits of the complete restoration that is unfolding as the potent medicine of praise flows deeper into your being. Holy Spirit, we invite your presence to move like healing oil through every part of our being, body, soul, and spirit. Flow through arteries and veins, bringing divine health. Flow through neurons and synapses, clearing every blockage and restoring proper function. Flow through tissues and cells, replacing disease with wholeness. Flow through bones and joints, removing pain and inflammation. Flow through glands and organs, establishing perfect balance and harmony. Flow through minds and emotions, washing away anxiety, depression, and fear. Let your healing balm saturate every fiber of our being, leaving no area untouched by your restorative power. God of wonders, we stand in awe of your miraculous power that defies natural laws and medical explanations. You are still in the miracle business. You still make the impossible possible. You still do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or imagine. We worship you for spectacular healings that shock doctors, for supernatural interventions that defy prognoses, for divine turnarounds that rewrite medical histories. Nothing is too difficult for you, not stage 4 cancer, not degenerative disease, not genetic disorders, not chronic conditions that have persisted for decades. As we apply the balm of praise, we position ourselves for these miracles, our faith rising with each declaration of your greatness. My dear brother and my dear sister in Christ, I want you to understand that your refusal to give up believing is not stubbornness or denial. It's spiritual wisdom of the highest order. You have recognized a profound truth that many miss. God's reality is greater than physical reality, and His word is more certain than medical reports. While your symptoms shout their temporary truth, you have chosen to listen to the eternal truth of God's promises. This posture of persistent faith, expressed through continuing praise despite discouraging circumstances, creates a spiritual atmosphere where the impossible becomes possible and the incurable becomes healable. As you maintain this position of believing worship, the healing balm continues to work deeper, accomplishing what no human treatment could ever achieve. Lord of hosts, we stand amazed at your power displayed throughout creation. You command armies of angels who excel in strength, heeding the voice of your word. As we worship, you dispatch these heavenly messengers to minister healing to our bodies, protection to our minds, and renewal to our spirits. You marshal heavenly resources on our behalf. You coordinate divine interventions with perfect precision. You orchestrate heavenly strategies that outmatch the enemy's schemes at every turn. We praise you as the brilliant strategist who has never lost a battle and never will. The balm of our praise activates this angelic assistance, creating a supernatural support system for our complete restoration. Worthy Lamb of God, we adore you for your sacrifice that purchased our complete redemption. You bore our griefs and carried our sorrows. You were wounded for our transgressions and bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement for our peace was upon you. By your stripes, we are healed. You took our sickness so we could walk in health. You took our pain so we could live in comfort. You took our shame so we could stand in honor. You took our weakness so we could move in strength. You took our death so we could enjoy abundant life. How can we not worship such amazing love? How can we not praise such immeasurable grace? The healing balm that flows from the cross is the most potent medicine in the universe, and it's being applied to your situation right now as we exalt the Lamb who was slain for our complete wholeness. Cherished daughter and cherished son of promise, I want you to grasp the profound spiritual principle at work in persistent praise. What you consistently focus on, you empower in your life. When you choose to concentrate on symptoms and limitations, you inadvertently strengthen their grip. But when you deliberately fix your attention on the healer rather than the sickness, on the promise keeper rather than the problem, you activate healing forces that change your internal and external reality. This is why David instructed his soul to bless the Lord, even in his darkest moments. He understood the medicinal power of praise to alter his condition from the inside out. As you continue to apply this healing balm through unwavering worship, you're literally rewiring your brain, recalibrating your nervous system, and reprogramming your cells for divine health. Ancient of Days, we honor you as the Eternal One who exists outside of time, yet steps into our temporal reality to bring transformation. What seems chronic to us is but a moment to you. What appears permanent in our eyes is completely changeable in yours. What medical science labels incurable remains fully responsive to your creative command. As we worship, you collapse time, accelerating healing processes, bypassing natural limitations, and accomplishing in moments what might otherwise take months or years. For with you a day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. Your timing is perfect, and your ways transcend human understanding. The balm of praise helps us synchronize with your eternal perspective, lifting us above the frustration of apparent delays into the peace of divine timing. King of glory, we magnify your name for the hope that never disappoints. Unlike worldly hope that wavers with circumstances, the hope we have in you is an anchor for the soul, firm and secure. It's not wishful thinking, it's confident expectation based on your unchanging character and unfailing promises. As we worship, this divine hope floods our hearts through your spirit, displacing despair, discouragement, and doubt. It strengthens our inner being when our outer person is experiencing weakness or pain. It enables us to continue believing when everything around us suggests giving up. This supernatural hope is a crucial ingredient in the healing balm of praise, connecting our current reality with the promised outcome of complete restoration. Precious son and precious daughter of faith, as our worship continues to ascend, I want you to notice the emotional healing taking place within you. The stress of prolonged illness or chronic pain often creates secondary wounds, fear, anxiety, frustration, disappointment, even anger. The balm of praise addresses these emotional toxins that can actually hinder physical healing by keeping the body in a state of stress. As you choose praise over complaint, thanksgiving over bitterness, worship over worry, these negative emotions are being neutralized and replaced with peace, joy, and confidence. This emotional healing creates the optimal internal environment for physical restoration to accelerate, as your body shifts from fight or flight mode to rest and repair function. Jehovah Rapha, the Lord who heals, we exalt you for your healing nature that never changes. Healing is not just something you do, it's who you are. It flows from your character as naturally as light radiates from the sun. Before you, every disease must bow. Before you, every infirmity must surrender. Before you, every chronic condition must release its grip. We declare that your healing power is greater than any diagnosis, any prognosis, any medical report. You are the great physician whose knowledge surpasses all human understanding. You designed every intricate detail of our bodies, and you know exactly how to formulate the perfect healing balm for each unique condition, restoring what has been damaged, rebuilding what has been broken, and renewing what has been weakened. Shield of Abraham, we praise you as our protection, our covering, our defense against every attack of the enemy. Just as a protective balm creates a barrier against harmful elements, your covering of love creates a safe space where healing can take root and flourish. The enemy's fiery darts of fear, doubt, and discouragement cannot penetrate this divine shield. The voices that whisper, "Just give up," cannot reach us here in the secret place of your presence. As we worship, we find not only safety, but supernatural healing that flows from intimate connection with your loving nature. The balm of praise strengthens this protective covering, ensuring that nothing interrupts the healing process you've initiated in our lives. Beloved brother and beloved sister in faith, I encourage you to let your worship flow from a place of gratitude for what God has already done, rather than desperate pleading for what you still need. Thanksgiving is a powerful expression of faith that positions you to receive more of God's goodness. As you praise Him for past deliverances, present blessings, and promised restoration, you create a positive cycle that attracts more of His favor. Gratitude is like a binding agent in the healing balm of praise. It helps all the other ingredients work together more effectively, increasing the potency of your worship. Even when your healing seems partial or in progress, giving thanks for small improvements demonstrates the persistent faith that refuses to give up believing until complete wholeness manifests. Prince of Peace, we honor you for the tranquility that your presence brings to chaotic situations. You don't just calm the storm around us, you establish peace within us that remains steady, regardless of external circumstances. As we worship, this supernatural peace floods our nervous system, regulating stress hormones, reducing inflammation, strengthening immune function, and creating an internal environment conducive to healing. Medical science confirms what your word has always declared, that a peaceful heart leads to a healthy body. We praise you for this peace that surpasses understanding, guarding our hearts and minds as we navigate the healing journey. The balm of praise releases this peace in increasing measure, creating the optimal conditions for your healing power to operate at maximum effectiveness. My dear brother and my dear sister in Christ, as our time of worship draws to a close, I want you to know that this is not the end but just the beginning of your healing journey. The balm of praise that has been applied during this prayer will continue to work in your body, penetrating deeper with each passing hour, bringing restoration to places that have resisted previous treatments. What God has started, He will surely complete. Your part is to maintain this posture of worship, continuing to apply the healing balm of praise, regardless of fluctuating symptoms or temporary setbacks. As you persist in refusing to give up belief, as you continue to declare God's goodness, Even when circumstances suggest otherwise, the full manifestation of your healing draws nearer with each act of worship. Gracious Father, we worship you for the privilege of approaching your throne with confidence, not because of our own righteousness, but because of the blood of Jesus that has made a way for us. We thank you for the honor of lifting our voices in praise, joining the celestial chorus that never ceases to declare your holiness. We thank you for the joy of experiencing your healing presence that transforms our bodies, renews our minds, and restores our souls as we worship. This is the God we serve, a God of power, a God of compassion, a God of miracles, a God who responds to persistent faith with healing balm that makes us whole in every dimension. God of all comfort, we honor you as the one who binds up the brokenhearted and heals the wounds that no one else can see. Your balm reaches deeper than any human medicine, addressing not just physical symptoms, but emotional traumas and spiritual bruises that often underlie disease. As we worship, you bring to light hidden sources of pain, applying the healing balm of your spirit to places we may not even know need restoration. You're not satisfied with partial healing. You desire and design complete wholeness that addresses every dimension of our being. We praise you for this thorough, multifaceted restoration that leaves no area untouched by your transforming grace. Cherished Son and cherished daughter of the Most High, I encourage you to make this application of praise balm a daily discipline for your soul and body. Start each morning with worship before your feet hit the floor. Saturate your home with songs of adoration. Transform your commute into a sanctuary of praise. Let thanksgiving be your default response to every situation. As you cultivate this lifestyle of persistent worship, you create an atmosphere where divine health thrives and sickness cannot take root. Remember, your healing is not just a one-time event. It's an ongoing reality maintained through consistent application of the healing balm that flows from genuine praise. Those who refuse to give up believing understand that maintenance is just as important as breakthrough. Almighty God, as we bring this time of worship to a close, we seal this work of healing with thanksgiving and praise. We declare that what you have started, you will bring to completion. The good work of restoration that has begun during this prayer will continue to unfold until we stand completely whole in body, soul, and spirit. We trust your perfect timing, your flawless methods, and your unwavering commitment to our well-being. We rest in the assurance that even after this prayer ends, your healing balm continues to flow, your restoration process continues to advance, and your transformation work continues to deepen. The praise we've offered today has created pathways for your healing power that will remain open as we continue to worship you daily. Beloved brother and beloved sister in faith, I invite you to make this prayer of praise a daily practice in your life. Share this powerful experience with others who need healing and hope. Join us in the comments below with your Amen or your testimony of how God's healing balm is transforming you as you refuse to give up believing. Remember that the same God who created the universe with the word of his mouth is recreating health in your body through the power of persistent praise. Go forth in confidence, knowing that you are loved, you are valued, and you are being healed by the balm that flows from the throne as you continue to worship the one who makes all things new. May the God of all grace, who has called you to his eternal glory by Christ Jesus, after you have suffered a while perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. May his peace that surpasses all understanding guard your heart and mind. May his joy be your strength in times of weakness. May his hope anchor your soul when doubt tries to arise. And may the healing that has begun through the application of praise balm continue to manifest in increasing measure until you stand completely whole, a living testament to the transforming power of worship that refuses to surrender to unbelief. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, our healer, our Redeemer, our King. Amen and amen.